Hello everyone and welcome back to another EV Geek Studios review. As always, I am Joel, the one and only Sebastian to my right.
The one and only, really.
The one and only Sebastian right. And today, courtesy of Parker Lexus, is a 2026 Lexus RZ 350e Premium.
Yes, mouthful.
Woo!
But you did it.
Car. So as everyone probably knows, if you don't, this shares a platform with the Toyota BZ.
The Toyota BZ and the Solterra.
Not the BZX anymore.
Not the BZ4X anymore, just the BZ.
Just BZ. So RZ and BZ. So yeah, we're actually, both of us are pretty new to Lexus. We have never done a Lexus review on our channel.
Yeah, really the only thing we've done with this platform is we got a 2020, was that a 4 or 2025 Solterra?
So, I don't know.
Anyway, but it was before the powertrain change that came for 2026. So this has the new powertrain, so it has a slightly larger battery pack. It's 74 kilowatt hour gross. I think it's like 68, 69 kilowatt hour usable. This one being the 350e is kind of the bottom level trim level, although this is the premium, so it has options on top of it. The 350e is EPA rated at 301 miles of range.
Which is a significant boost from the
Which is a significant boost from the previous model.
Yes.
That said, so in the RZ lineup, you have the 350e, the 450, and the 550. The 450 is EPA rated at, I think, 264. Those are all-wheel drive.
Yep.
And then the 550 is the sports high performance one, and it's rated at 221 miles.
Yes.
Anyway, so that one's definitely not efficient. This one's 301 miles EPA rated range. They just barely squeaked over that 300 mile figure. But that said, you know, this has compared to like the Solterra we drove before and what we know about previous generation BZ and even previous generation this car, they've made a lot of improvements for 2026 across the lineup that added a bunch of stuff that is EV stuff.
Yep.
You know, a lot of time, it felt like the last gen models were kind of just like a car they shoved in the EV powertrain in. They didn't really care about the actual EV nature of it. This time it seems like they've gone in and added a bunch of that actual EV stuff in. And we'll talk about that as we go through. But really, it's a pretty sharp looking car.
It is.
We'll talk more about that as we go around it. But
Gotcha. As always, if you haven't seen our reviews before, you're missing out. We will do an exterior, interior, look at the infotainment, do a driver review, head back to Parker Lexus and give you our final thoughts. So stay tuned. All right, as always, Sebastian, let's take a tour.
yeah, so apologies in advance. The car is dirty. It's black. It's rained. It's whatever. We're starting to inch close to spring, so we're about to have pollens flying out of the trees and everything.
Yes.
It's dirty. Forgive me.
80-degree days, February here in Little Rock. So
Forgive me. So, Lexus RZ 350e Premium. Mouthful. Anyway, coming around front, you can tell this is the RZ. It's the EV. It has no grille. That said, you can see they kept the, I think they call it the spindle shape that Lexus is known for with this whatever, and then it tilts back up, this almost hourglass shape. Giant Lexus badge. Full LED lighting up front. This one does have the cold weather package, which includes headlight washers. Come around the side. These are the base wheels on the RZ, and they look tiny.
they do, but they're not. They just look it.
They're 18 inch.
Yep.
The other option, I believe, is a 20. And you can see they have meaty sidewall lever. As tiny as they look, that meaty sidewall should really help with the ride. You know, help it kind of absorb bumps better, probably make it quieter on the road even. And they're not a bad designed wheel. They just look tiny. Come around here, you can see you do have traditional looking door handles. That said, they are electronic. They don't actually open. So you have this here, which it's screaming at me for.
Sebastian, the car's flatlining on you.
Anyway, to open, there's a button on the inside. You just press, pop open. You can take a quick look in here. This has a brown interior. We will get the actual name of the color when we go around the other side with the window sticker.
That's an interesting color. I kind of like it.
Yeah, I can dig it. Go Go ahead and pop that back closed.
We're used to seeing a lot of grays and whites on the inside, so.
And you can see does look like you have the ability to maybe lock. Okay, I must be doing something wrong there. Anyway, electronic on the rear as well. Come around back. I think the back of this car looks excellent. So you can see it keeps the BZ and Solterra's kind of very aerodynamic roofline. No rear wiper, which does seem like a miss. And another claim is since it's aerodynamic, the water will just run off of it, whatever. You can see how dirty it is. There's no way to clean it unless you go to a gas station and squeegee it or go to a car wash.
Yep.
Anyway, but you can see it has these little like spoiler fins on both sides, which is a very interesting design to me. I kind of dig it. And coming around back, you can see because it has this very sloped off look, you get this very aggressive rear. You've got a light bar that goes all the way across the back. I think looks good. You have Lexus spelled out here instead of the L badging. Let me see if I can get these lights to do anything. No.
Oh, a little.
And also, I don't know if you heard that, but it makes a dung dung noise, which is interesting. Anyway, to open it, it is power lift gate. There's a button here.
There we go.
There we go.
A lot of room back here.
Decent sized trunk. Pretty nice and deep. Of course, you do have that sloped roof line, so you do have to lose out on some vertical space. You have this cargo cover that folds and will get out of the way if you need it to. Let me get that. There we go. You have, it's all carpet back here. Very soft carpet. Weird thing to comment on, but not used to car carpets feeling like this. You've got an underfloor storage area, which currently has an EVSE in it and some other little accessories and the owner's manual. You also have on this side a 1500 watt 120 volt outlet. Very nice to see included, as well as some just like little cargo hooks that you can pop out and or grocery bag hooks.
First aid kit.
And a first aid kit. But up here you can close the trunk, you can close it, you can also close and lock the vehicle. Nice to see.
Oh, and have a Lexus badging right there when you open it too, at the bottom. I saw
Cool.
that.
This also has, if I remember right, when it's locked, you can do the whole kick your foot under.
Did we try that on a Solterra too? And you can see this Lexus logo is there as well. Pretty
It wants you to
snappy.
know it's a Lexus.
It's a Lexus.
Can I kick it closed?
Or just hurt yourself.
Yes,
One
it
of the
did
two.
work though. Come around here, we can see our window sticker real quick. Well, I can see it. You might not be able to. Sticker on this one is 51,764. That said, they currently have it listed because Lexus is doing a promotion. It's like 44.
Which is a decent.
So keep
good
that
price.
in mind.
Yeah.
44 grand. Even 50 is doesn't seem that bad, but
So this car
44
interests
grand.
you. Parker has it for 44 grand.
But you can see on here, so you have your standard features listed. So this is front wheel drive, 221 horsepower, lithium ion traction battery. That's not useful information. NACS charge port, we'll talk about in a second. Plug-in charge capable, 18-inch wheels, illuminated front badge, LED headlamps and taillights. What is it? Does it tell me the color of the interior on here anywhere? No.
It just says caviar at the top.
Which is the outside.
Yep.
This has Lexus Safety System Plus 3.0. It does say it has a key card. Nice. 14-inch touchscreen, dynamic sky roof. Talk about that in a second. Cold area package includes headlamp washers, windshield wiper deicer, and the front radiant heater. We can talk about that. But otherwise, yeah, not that much else going on the window sticker. You can see there again, 301 miles of EPA estimated range, and a 5-star safety rating.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, hey, this door wasn't closed. That's why it was beeping and screaming. I'll let you take a quick peek at the back seat real quick.
So let's sit down and see what it's like back here.
So that seat should be where I had it when I rode over. I did not adjust it much.
So look, look, I got room in there.
You got room? How's your headroom? Looks good.
Looks black shell quite a bit.
You can take a peek up. You can see that roof again. So that right now it is closed,
Yes.
but is a electrochromic roof. So you can hit a button and it will clear up. There's a quick peek of the interior. I don't see heated rear seats on this trim level, but you do get air vents. You also get another 120 volt outlet there on the floor, as well as 2 USB-C ports. And this is important to talk about just real quick while we're at it. So this, as I mentioned, uses electronic door releases. So to open it, you press here. But the rear seat passengers, if the power was out on the vehicle, whatever, you pull to unlock and pull again to open the door. Made it easy. They didn't hide it under any weird panels or anything like that. It's just accessible. Like to see it.
All right. As you can see, this really cool two-toned interior. Really nice. This drops down here. As you can see, 2 additional cup holders, plus you get one down here as well. Pop out.
I really wish it told me the name of this color, because I'm very curious what they call brown.
Just some kind of weird name they call it, yeah.
One last thing to look at is charge port door. Surprisingly,
You gotta unlock it, don't you? There we go.
not a power door.
Which we're okay with.
Which I'm okay with, and native NACS now.
Yes.
So it's on front passenger side. That said, I feel like it might be a little too far back. Because, you know, the whole point is front passenger side, cool, it's in the correct location for a Tesla supercharger. Don't fall off the wall.
There is a wall over here.
As you put yourself in a very precarious situation.
Yes.
Anyway, so NACS, front passenger, in theory is the right location for a V3 supercharger, but I feel like it might still be too far back. I digress. 150 kilowatt peak DC fast charge rate. That said, I've seen some initial testing on Solterra, and it's like 30 minutes, 10 to 80. Which is not amazing.
And it seems to be the standard for most
but
of these
that
cars.
seems to be the standard for a lot of these vehicles. I mean, even Tesla. It feels like 30 minutes is kind of their standard. They have a much higher peak. And looking at the testing, it really looks like it kind of hits that peak and then just very gradually falls. It doesn't stair step.
So
it doesn't whatever. It doesn't. It seemed to do surprisingly well in some of the testing I've seen. Now that was on Solterra, so this is technically, you know, a different car. But same battery pack, same powertrain. I would expect them to behave the same. Pop that closed. One last thing to look at. Does it have a front trunk?
Comment now. Front trunk or not?
It's definitely a no, isn't it?
It's definitely a no.
To open it, you...
And also, spoiler, we also looked already too.
Yeah, but I mean, it's definitely a no. Pull this open. Find the little catch, and look at all that beautiful mechanical equipment.
Look at that.
Big old motor and inverter housing, honestly.
Big old 12 volt too we talked about.
Yeah, big 12 volt. Does it even say any specs on it, or is it just huge for the sake of being huge? Only 345 cold cranking amps, so it's not even that big of a battery. Anyway. Go ahead and pop that closed. And I think at this point, let's go inside. All right, you join us inside the Lexus RZ, and you can currently see I'm sitting very far back because this does the whole power seat, easy entry, easy exit. Turn the car on, you hit the power button, which is mounted way up on the dash, actually because the seat's all the way back. I can't reach it. So foot on the brake. And you can see we're now automatically moving into whatever seat memory that was.
It has easy entry, I guess that's what it's called.
Yeah, you can hear it makes Toyota dings or Lexus dings, whatever. And we're in. So it's that 14-inch screen. Looks pretty nice. It's pretty big. I like having the kind of integrated climate dials here. You've got a nice big map, all that. You have 3 USB-C ports up here in the front, wireless phone charger, a bop it, spin it, twist it, pull it,
turn it,
gear shifter. You push in and then twist. In reverse, it does that. Anyway, we'll talk about that in a second. Drive, park. It was just typical switches: traction control, auto hold, parking brake, 2 cup holders, a center console that opens both ways.
1 way, 2 way.
Nice. No glove box as mentioned, but you do have this cloth panel here. That is a radiant heater for your legs, so that should help it use less energy to heat the cabin. Nice to see. It looks like just a traditional dumb mirror with home link. No switches or anything. That electrochromic roof, as I mentioned, so right now it is closed. If I hit this button,
yeah, we see trees now.
Now it's fully open and the sun is right there. Pop it closed again.
That's good. That's actually really good.
It does a really good job, and I can actually still see the sun. Nice. But yeah, that's done with this button here. I like their little icon for it. It's just the sun.
The sun.
Although it is dangerously close to this SOS button. You also get, I don't feel like I see this very often in cars anymore, a sunglasses holder.
There you go.
It's the little things in life.
And a little holder here for
a card.
Cards.
So as mentioned, this does support key cards. I would assume you put them on the wireless phone charger. That said, we don't have one to test. And yeah, looking at it, you have this nice, very soft leather steering wheel, kind of chunky. You have a driver screen here in the back. Looks very similar to what's in the Solterra and BZ, except A, it's actually in a normal location. The BZ and Solterra put it way up here on the dash.
Yeah.
And
Even on the newer models, it's still way
even
up
on there, I actually kind of like it up there because and it's basically a heads-up display. You can see this actually has the cutout for a version to have
Actually,
a
I
heads-up.
prefer it right there. So,
but you can also see this is a bigger screen.
Yes.
Than that you get on those cars. Let me make sure that's turned all the way up. And so yeah, you've got that there. We'll talk about that here in a second. You have some paddles, which I assume are for your regen levels. You got all your typical steering wheel controls. Let's jump into infotainment system. So you can see right now it's on the map screen. It doesn't seem to really have a default key up home. Like it came up on the music screen there, but I feel like that's just what was there before we got out. You have call, whatever. So if we go to map, this is one thing we haven't figured out yet. I don't know if this car does route planning or not. And we tried to Google it, and the internet was not helpful.
Yes.
Sometimes you get into cars and they don't work because it's not tied to an owner account, whatever. So I can come in here, I can do navigation. It wants to immediately use the voice assistant, by the way. I don't need that right now. Let's say I want to go to Austin, Texas, which doesn't exist. There it goes. What?
If I search for something else.
Austin.
There it is.
There we go. And you can see it's going to get the route. It's going to work on it. Go now. Great. And then it's going to pop up.
Highlighted route.
Current route requires more charge, but then doesn't give me any options to add charging or anything like that. And I saw something on the internet say that it would automatically do it as you got closer, but I feel like it should do it before you leave.
Yeah, and a lot of people also in the comments have said they use third-party Apple apps, a better route planner, things like that.
Right, but I'll hit end here. That said, though, this looks like it's Google Maps with a little bit of a skin on it. I mean, you can see it's pretty quick and responsive. Shout out Parker Lexus.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, works well. It's got our airport listed. Got the.
It's very snappy.
Yeah, I mean, that seems good. I just don't understand route planning if the car does it or not. And there's another reason I'm not 100% certain if the car does it, and we'll talk about that here in a second. You got your media, so this is typical stuff. You have your radio, FM, AM, Sirius XM. This does do wireless CarPlay and Android Auto.
So that's a plus for Sebastian.
There's your Bluetooth phone. You have your vehicle menu, so you can have in here, you have your drive modes, so normal, sport, eco, range, and a custom. And if you hit custom, you can change kind of powertrain, steering, and air conditioning. Okay. Oop, it went too far. Put it back in normal. You have your driver assist menu, so this is just kind of toggles for all the various systems, which you can see there are a lot of things listed. You have lane departure, parking assist, parking support, blind spot monitor, safe exit. This is a huge feature for me. I have to parallel park semi-frequently, and having the car be able to like lock the door if there's a car coming and then unlock it when there's not a car coming is really nice. Cross traffic, if there's a person behind you. Proactive driving assist. That was actually off when we got in. I turned it on earlier because I was like, I don't know what that means. And then
I have
other
a feeling the car's
things.
going to ding in us a lot when we're driving.
We'll see.
Yep.
Come back in here. You have your active sound control. So that's some, basically it tries to do noise canceling in the cabin. Should be good. You have trip computer. So right now we have 210 miles on this trip. So then it also says 5 minutes. Or is that how much range? No, that's how much range is remaining.
Yeah.
Got it. You have your history for your efficiency.
Go back to that efficiency. What was it, 3.7? I mean,
That's what it currently says.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I don't know when that was last taken, though.
Yep.
That was starting to run. You have charging schedules, nice. You have battery preconditioning. So this is where I was like, I don't know if this is route planning or not. So you can see you have just on-demand preconditioning. Nice. Great. Battery preconditioning with navigation. After selecting fast charging station as the waypoint destination. So like, do you have to manually navigate to a charger? Or if it was route planning, would it do it automatic? Like I don't fully get that, and I didn't find anything in the settings on.
And if we find more before the video comes out, we'll drop a little note in the video.
You have tire pressure and then just vehicle alerts, which if it's a new car, there's no vehicle alerts. Then you have settings. This is typical Toyota stuff. So you have a lot of stuff in here. I'm not gonna dig too far into most of this. This does have a Wi-Fi hotspot. This does have some sound levels in here, so it does some automatic EQ crap.
So I'm not seeing no ambient lighting. I'm not seeing that.
I'm not seeing it, and this is just like a plain white here, so that makes sense. You can come in here. It does do software updates, it says. Has some security things, some apps. Ooh. Yeah, it looks like you can also set up current driver profiles, which is nice, so that if you share the vehicle with someone, you can have your own general things. You have your climate menu, which this is just kind of adjust automatically, which they call climate concierge.
Concierge.
S-Flow, so basically, well, if there was no one in the passenger seat, it would turn the vents off on your side, only blow it on me, things like that. And then you have your Eco Heat and Cool and those windshield wiper de-icers, as we talked about. You can hit this, and you get kind of a quick toggles, so I can quickly go into Sport or Eco. I can quickly turn off those. I have some max heat.
In case it's 20 degrees.
And it seems to know that you wouldn't.
Cow,
oh, wait.
Got warm.
I was like, it went off, and then it came back. So,
Yes.
And it set it to high, you can see.
Yep. And it only switched yours, not mine, so.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yep.
You also have max cool. You have silent mode. And there's a toggle for those 1500 watt power outlets. Nice. Drive mode, driving assist. Anyway, close out of that. I do not want my heated seat on right now. We'll put that back in auto. Do appreciate that it's auto.
Yep.
And you can do auto steering wheel as well. You can see you have heated and cooled seats. We'll go ahead and sync ours together.
Oh, we're all synced now, Sebastian.
And then you have, if you're not in auto, you can change where the air blows. So I don't like that this is just a tap through the options menu.
Yeah.
I kind of wish it was a tap what you wanted.
Yep.
I digress. This volume knob is both satisfying and not. It doesn't click. I know that's a weird thing to nitpick, but it just threw me off the first time I touched it. You also have a quick rear window defrost, front defrost. This doesn't auto parking. We played with this some earlier. It was a bit interesting to use. In its defense, we are not parked.
We're
like
not
normal
parked in the
people.
best, but it tried.
You also have this button, which pulls up a 360 camera view, and it kind of just does a fly around, and you can pause it if you need at any given point. You also get, when you put it in reverse, a typical top-down 3D or top-down 360, as well as your rear view. And I believe, if I remember right, it will actually, yeah, so you can see it fills in the car.
That's cool.
So that then you can actually see under you, quote unquote. And it does a pretty good job keeping it lined up.
Yep.
You can also hear when it's in reverse, it beeps on the inside of the car.
To let you
for
know
some reason.
You're moving in reverse.
Put that back in park. Okay. Let's look at the driver's screen for a
I'm gonna
sec.
swap it over to you.
So it is a little dim feeling.
It is.
And I hit the button. It says it's all the way up.
It's hard for me to see over here. And we mentioned that when we were talking about it when we first pulled in. It's hard for me to see
bump
over
that
here.
back all the way up. So you can see right now it's showing me my temperature, huge, gear. It says we're in eco mode, 212 miles, 74% state of charge. It's really hard for the camera to pick up too. And right now this is blank. If I tap this D-pad, which we can talk about here, you have a D-pad here, your driver's assistance controls here, next track, forward track, mode, voice assistant, and volume, as well as the paddles, as previously mentioned. You have some form of driver monitoring here. So I'm going to hit the right on the D-pad. You can see now I have a compass. Okay. Have music, cool. Adaptive cruise mode. And messages. Oh, battery status. Oh, cool.
Yep.
State of health.
100%.
100%. Car has 114 miles on it and says distance traveled since last updated was 40,727 miles. Seems a bit odd.
Yep.
Pop up. You've got your trip average, average speed, and then a just general trip there. And then it goes back to being blank. And nothing here. Okay, I was just double checking that I wasn't missing something. That changes our source and our media. That doesn't seem to do anything. And that doesn't seem to do anything. Okay. And if I hit back, nothing happens. Nothing happens. So pretty basic, bare bones.
Not too complicated.
Little screen there. This middle part doesn't seem to do anything. Not too complicated. It just looks aggressive at first.
Mm-hmm.
You have an auto trip button, which switches down there on the bottom of the screen. That is very old school.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you have your seat memory. You have 3 positions.
That's
Your
all
set
you
button,
usually see too.
trunk popper, hood pop, window switches, child lock, typical things, power fold mirrors. Hi there.
Bye there.
Bye there. And electronic door release, as previously mentioned, with the emergency pull once to unlock, pull twice to open. Or just press. All right. Did I miss anything?
Let's take it for a ride, Sebastian.
Let's take it for a spin.
All right, everyone. We are now on the road, hitting the interstate here in this Lexus RZ 350e Premium. That is a mouthful. All right. So I drove it over here to our filming location. Sebastian is driving now. Sebastian, what do you think?
So just kind of immediately, Toyota, Lexus, Subaru together, they don't do one pedal driving. And as an EV person, that really bothers me.
But for most EV people,
For a lot of people, they don't care.
My
but
wife
I care.
never uses it, so yeah.
I want one pedal. We were out on the highway. We don't usually get off the highway on the highway this quickly, but we were right there. And there's some wind noise. It's a little windy outside, so that makes sense.
Too, yeah.
But I don't hear the road.
Nope.
It's quiet. Let me see if I can figure out how to turn on cruise control. Is that button? Yes. That was easy.
With 18-inch tires too, so.
That was easy. We're in. I don't know that it's doing any
lane centering.
Oh, there it goes. Cool. So we're in. You can see it's popped up on my screen, giving me a little info. It sees the car in front of us. It's doing some light steering. It says a hands-on system. I don't think Toyota's doing anything that fancy, but we'll see how long it takes to complain. Just curious. You could hear those bumps back there. That wasn't anything too bad. And other than not having one pedal driving, it does feel. Oh, take control of the steering wheel. Cool. It's capacitive.
That's what we like.
Love to see it. That means you can just lightly rest your hand and go off to the races. Powertrain tuning feels fine. It's not anything, it's decent.
Yep.
For me, the big improvements on this it seems to be all kind of just usability related, like charging, whatnot. That said, now we don't have this car in enough time to validate this. Mm-hmm. Lexus still claims on their website that you can only DC fast charge 3 times in a 24-hour period. And then after...
I heard that name once you talked
sorry. Anyway, they still claim that you can only DC fast charge 3 times in a 24-hour period. And then after that, you will get limited charging for the next 24 hours. Which, we've talked about that before. Yep. I can see that it maybe isn't a big deal for some people. But then in other situations, I'm like, yeah, but that also just kind of sucks.
Yep.
Because there's not any real reason for it other than just, I guess, conservative, battery, really trying to protect the battery pack. Because, I mean, if you think about it, 3 charging stops, if they're getting 300 miles of range and you're in theory going, well, realistically, you're probably going more like driver and attention detected. Look forward. Okay.
Come on, Sebastian, pay attention.
If you're going, say, 250 miles,
yep.
And that's assuming, I don't know what this actually gets at 70 miles an hour, but I'm just going to say 250.
Yep.
That's what, 255? That's 750 miles in a day. That's about, 10 hours of driving at 75 miles an hour?
That's probably the most you're going to do today.
That's probably the most someone's going to do in a day. But
unless you're Kyle Connor and going to do race across the country.
Here's the issue.
Yep.
If it's after 3 stops, the next 24 hours your charging is limited.
Yep.
And that means the next day is going to take you even longer to do that.
So you think it would be 8 hours limited or 12 hours limited?
And this car doesn't charge super quick as is,
mm-hmm.
And so any limit from that point seems like it would just be, you know what I mean? That said, I'm sure it's actually not that big a deal for most people because most people aren't probably driving huge distances in one day and things like that. But it is curious because they also on their website mention a 24-hour period. So I could see you charge 8 a.m., noon, you get somewhere for the day, afternoon, you stay there. The next morning, you charge a 3rd time, you're still in that 24-hour period.
Yeah.
And then what? That's a little weird to me. And I have seen people say that Toyota has worked on that and fixed it, but Toyota and Lexus both still listed on their website. And you'd think if it was fixed,
it'd be off the website.
It would be off the website. That said, Lexus's website also says that this car has a 11 kilowatt onboard charger.
Yep.
Which is cool.
Yep.
That's fairly standard for this class of vehicle. But on Lexus's website, it says it's an 11 kilowatt hour.
Yeah.
Onboard charger. So
maybe the website just needs some updating.
Maybe they just need some updating in general.
Yep.
This is not the way I meant to go, but it's okay. But that said, I mean, it feels fine in here. This would be comfortable on a a trip.
The seats feel fine.
Seats are good. The cooled seats work well. I've got mine turned on. I don't know if yours are on or not.
You put me on auto, so.
There you go. They work well. The back seat is not huge, but it's fine. Let's think about this car's competition. I'm thinking Optic.
Yep. Blazer,
although Blazer's a lot bigger than this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think kind of luxury, small-ish SUVs.
This is bigger than an EX30.
This is bigger than EX30. So I'm like, this is like this Optic R3 if that ever comes out.
Yep.
I mean, not if, whenever that comes out, but it's not anytime soon.
But then you have like the Toyota BZ, the Subarus.
Right, those aren't really the luxury category. I mean, really, Optic is the only thing that kind of sticks out to me in this lineup. And honestly,
it's very comparable to the Optic.
It's pretty comparable. Yeah. I mean, they have similar range on paper.
Yep.
Similar DC fast charge peaks, similar 10 to 80 times. I do feel like I like the cockpit of the Optic a little better. The Optic maybe doesn't feel quite this nice, but I like having the kind of unified screen and not this like almost fighter jet feeling configuration.
Is that kind of like the fighter jet feeling?
I like that the Optic had the open center tunnel, things like that. But this honestly isn't that egregious to me.
No.
Now, I do also think I like the Optic using just plain Google Maps and actually having route planning that just works and not having me kind of sitting here question, does it do it, does it not do it, whatever, driver inattention, thank you. The Optic also gets Super Cruise.
That is true.
This doesn't.
It doesn't.
But what do you think?
I mean, consider I always compare this to the first edition that the RZ was, which is a major improvement. I mean, because we didn't drive the RZ, but we did drive the Solterra, which is a sister car, and on paper that didn't look too impressive.
Right.
This on paper is an upgrade.
Right.
The DC fast charging stuff that really doesn't bother me.
In day to day, it's not that big of a deal. It's just one of those.
For most people, this is going to be a day-to-day driver.
It's just one of those things that, like, when you think about it, like, okay, you're building an EV, like, you're doing the thing.
Yep.
Why would
checking off the check boxes? Yeah.
Why would you not? Why would you half-ass it?
Yeah. Yep.
Why would you get to that part of the car and then just kind of go?
Yep.
And ultimately, it's not because most people don't DC fast charge all the time.
Yep.
And that's been a topic of conversation in the EV space and like in the space of people like us that go and review cars. It's like, do we spend too much time focusing on it?
Yep.
And I personally think it's a no because you don't do it often, but that is one of the big hurdles for EV adoption.
Yes.
Is I can get gas in 5 minutes.
Yes.
And it's like, yes, but you also don't wake up to a full tank every day.
Yeah.
But that doesn't register. I mean, they think about that once or twice a year that they go on a road trip or they go do
8 or 9
whatever.
hour road trip, yeah.
And for me, it's more than once or twice a year, but I'm not normal. I understand that.
But your road trips are in the 7 to 8.
Right.
You're not driving, like our big road trip a year is 13 hours, but it's split up over 2 days, so it's not a big deal for me.
Yeah. So that was all City Street, by the way. Very nice.
Yep.
Very quiet. I mean, even here we're doing 40.
You can technically stay on this road till
I can.
Yep.
But like even here doing 40,
it's quiet.
It's quiet. Only thing I can hear is the wind, and it's just because the wind is hitting us on the side.
Yep.
That's nice.
It
That's
is.
real good. Good job, Lexus.
It feels luxurious in here.
Yeah.
Not a lot of cheap plastic.
This feels like everything I touch, like here
Yeah.
where my knee rests, is soft, covered in leather. The steering wheel is this soft leather material.
All leather over the
Even
doors.
up here on the dash, it's this rubbery material.
Yep.
But it doesn't feel super cheap.
No.
Has
a little softness to it.
Yeah. But anyway, we were talking about, it's like, do we focus too much on DC fast charging time? I don't know what the answer to that question is. Because on one hand, I feel like it's important for EV adoption, but on the other hand, most people aren't going to do it that often. And so that's why it's like, I think it's a bummer that they, in theory, have this whole 3 charge limit, and without seeing how much it actually throttles it, is it actually a big deal? Is it like, oh, instead of 150, you get 140 kilowatts?
Yeah,
or 125.
Yeah.
Or is it
50.
you plug in and you get 50?
Yeah.
The completely different situation. Anyway, we've beat the horse.
Yep.
Sorry. He's dead. We keep beating it.
That's right. All right, we're going to head back to Parker Lexus here and give you our final thoughts. So, see you in a bit. All right, just got off the road. Final thoughts, Sebastian.
Yeah, so this thing drives a lot better than I was expecting it to. This technically isn't our first time in the RZ.
We were in one for a little
We drove one on a test track in Dallas at Electrify Expo.
That was the first edition, I guess you can say.
Well, no, I mean, that was in November. I think that was, I don't know if it was the refresh model or not.
I'm thinking Dallas, sorry. I'm thinking Austin, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So you drove that one.
I drove you in the back seat.
I was in the back seat. Anyway, but this drives pretty well for just like a small luxury crossover that just happens to be electric. The infotainment system, pretty basic, but seems functional. I really wish I knew if it had route planning, because honestly, to me, that's a big deal.
If you know, put it in the comments.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Oh.
You can make it bigger.
Look at that.
Anyway, because like to me, an EV without, like, EVs need to have route planning. That should just be basic functionality, because you should be able to get in the car, put in your destination, and just go. And if you need to stop it, tell you where to stop. how long to do it,
And
whatever.
maybe similar to some of the other cars where you have to be logged in.
Yeah,
with
but
that
that's
account.
why I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
100% certain. This car is still registered as a guest. It's not actually owned by anybody,
Yep.
anything like that. But other than that, I mean, it's responsive. It's pretty quick. It's
There's no
easy to
lags.
use. It has wireless Apple CarPlay.
Good
Android
efficiency
Auto.
on that last drive.
Yeah, decent efficiency. It
3.8.
said 3.7. So yeah, not bad. For us to have done highway driving and all that jazz. I really like the materials in here. It's a nice place to be in.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I'm still thinking about the optic here.
Mm-hmm.
I still think I might choose the optic.
See, I'm opposite. I think I would choose your Lexus.
You think you would choose this?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Why?
I don't know. I just like the layout of this car better. I'm not a big fan of the one huge screen. I don't know why. That just doesn't appeal to me. I like it to be a little segmented, I guess you could say. That's just a personal preference to me. I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like this is a little more luxurious than the optic was.
Okay.
That's kind of how I feel.
And see, for me, it's like my choosing of the optic is mainly just I like having the open center console.
Mm-hmm.
I like having Super Cruise. And it had a good sound system. And I mean, it has similar range, similar charging, whatever. For me, it's really just all down to the interior layout.
Yeah.
Although pricing wise, these are pretty close.
Yep.
MSRP, but this one at 44 grand.
Yep.
This feels like a really good way to get into a nice
Optics
luxury
are
car.
still sticker price low 50s, I'm thinking. Yeah.
Like if you're wanting a luxury SUV that's electric, this is a nice place to start. And the fact that even, they've actually done some work on the EV stuff, like you have battery preconditioning and it's manual. You can do it manually. Yay.
A lot of cars still can't do that.
Still can't do that. Or just don't precondition at all.
Yep. Tesla can't do manual preconditioning.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I do really like this car. I just don't know that I would pick it, me personally, over the optic. But you say you would.
I would.
See, that's why we both do this.
That's why we both do this. We have different opinions. So, yeah. All right. Thank you all for joining us on another EV Geek Studio review. As always, tap that subscribe button, tap that notification icon so you know when new content like this drops. And we'll see you again on another EV Geek Studio video. So long, everyone.